Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I am going to be drawing some chest plates. Now I don't know how many I'm going to be drawing today, but I'll split it up into 4 just to be safe. Now we're going to go ahead and get started by drawing the base of what the body should probably look like, and then we're going to draw the armor. I don't really know what to say. But chest plates aren't that detailed, so this shouldn't be too hard to actually draw. We gotta go ahead and get an initial sketch out first for what the chest plate should look like, and then we'll be able to add some detail. This is going to be mainly protecting the front of the chest probably, so I don't have to worry too much about adding detail on that. But that should be curved less, because that wouldn't actually be curved. Go ahead and do that. Add some shapes there and there. Actually, no. There's a lot of stuff happening out there. I hope you can't hear it, but we gotta probably add straps to strap it around, since this is not one that goes fully around the chest. It would need straps to, be able to fully connect to you. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I kind of perspectived this weird. This is kind of very awkward looking. We're going to try to make it look a little better. Like this, add a little bit of detail, nothing too serious, but enough detail to where it'll look good. Alright, and what design will we probably want to add? Maybe like this, and then maybe a floral-ish design, except for I don't really know how to draw flowers that well, so it'd kind of just be like a bunch of vines and bulbs. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just draw the pumpkin. But we're going to erase this, try to make it look a little better. This was kind of a boring design that I was going for, and I didn't really have a... Okay, this is tearing itself apart. I didn't really have a full thought of what I was going for. Kind of just started drawing. But hopefully it'll at least turn out alright. The only way to be able to tell, though, is to erase it and then draw it again. Alright, so what do we want? What do we want this to look like? Well, obviously we want this little bottom part right here. Right there and there. And then here and there. Which, yes, that looks wrong, but that is because of this part. Is that really because of that part? I don't know. I'm just gonna say it is. Now this should be angled not as much as it was. And this needs to go right there. And I need to pause this. Alrighty, back to the video. There we go. We're gonna want to add some shape right here because, well, this is where it cuts itself. Where's the top gonna end? Right here, correct? So, do that. Trying to get the shape of this down, but I'm not really liking it. The more I draw it, the more it gets closer to complete. I'm just thinking, I don't really like this one. But maybe we'll draw. We're obviously gonna draw more. This isn't gonna be the only one I'm gonna draw, but maybe the other ones will turn out better. There we go. Let's erase that. Try to erase the details that are in it a little bit more. There we go. Do this, that. Now what do we do? Well, we obviously need the straps that I did from the start. Try to make them look a little bit better now, to hopefully make this look a little bit better, but there's only so much we can do now. There we go. Add the little 3 dots. That's fine looking, I guess. It's not exactly ideal, but you know what's fine looking? Go ahead and go like that. Then this one can be farther up, and it can go like that. I should probably erase the lines right there and there. And we'll add, well, that is not what I meant to do at all. I wanted to add 2 dots, one right here and one right there. And then this one will be kind of not really that visible because of perspective. It's not really going to be as visible. Right, add 2 little dots, 2 little dots. Not perfect, not terrible. Now let's go ahead and erase this initial thing. We're trying to make this better, but I think it's a little bit of a lost cause. That's completely wrong. Let's start with this side. Then we'll go to this side. Then we'll do this and that to this to that to this. There we go. Not perfect, don't necessarily like this one that much, but you know, it's not the worst thing I've drawn. We'll go ahead and give it the little pumpkin that I like to add to these. And then, I don't know, we'll go ahead and give it like a, whatever the hell this is. Boom, little pumpkin. Okay, time to move on to another chest plate. I think you can tell that that's a chest plate, probably. Kind of looks like I put that this is a campfire. That doesn't matter though. On to the next chest plate. We'll do this one straight ahead. Go ahead and draw right here. We'll go ahead and put a 1 right there. What are we gonna make this chest plate look like? I guess just a normal chest plate, if that makes sense. Try to get it to look normal. There's that. Then get that here. Get this here. We should do this part all the way. Then get this part all the way right there. And that like that. Now, I obviously haven't drawn the sides yet, but that's somewhat intentional because I wanted to see where those lined up before I added the rest of the sides. But should we add the little part on the neck on this? Or should we not? I think we should, because I think it'll make it look a little more detailed if I do. So we're gonna. Alright, I know those aren't at the same level, but that is intentional because I needed to bring it down. Alright, now what? Bring that up. Bring that up. Okay, these are incredibly not at the same level at all. That's why that wasn't working well. Let's go ahead and try to take this a little bit slower. Oh, it's because I didn't make this the same. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. Then do this. And that. There we go. Now what do? We take it like this. And we take it like that. They're a little bit far out and not the same, but you know, we're just gonna ignore that. And then we're gonna add some detail right here. And do a little bit of a woobity boobity right there. Woobity boobity. Then this is like supposed to be the neck. That looks wrong. Very wrong. But we're gonna keep it, because what else am I gonna do? Okie dokie. Now time to actually add the armor part that I completely forgot that I was actually doing. I guess this person's gonna have a very skinny waist. It's gonna be basically like every single female fantasy armor. No, if I was gonna do that, then I would have to just draw the top half and that's it. Alright. There we go. That's, perfect, he says. Thinking it's not. Alright. Then we should probably add at least, like, one more of these, right? Because there should be, like, 3 going down. Which I accidentally made it go in too much, so now it really is. Now it really is just, like, very skinny waisted. And then we add this bit, which is the part that goes like on your stomach, or depending on if it was supposed to, like on your crotch, I don't know. Like over your crotch, I mean. But this probably wouldn't, I don't really know. This is too long though. Shouldn't be reaching down this low. There we go. Now add this part. Alright, now I need to erase the entire thing and do it over again and add some details to it. So far, I think the chest plates are looking the worst out of all the other ones that I did. Which I've drawn like all the pieces of the knight now, I think. Of like a suit of armor, I mean. Like I've drawn the gauntlets, the leggings, the boots, the helmet. But I think this one's looking the worst so far. But that's fine. Get a little closer to my sketchbook right here. Try to make it look a little better. Probably end up making some bits worse and make some bits better. It's how it usually tends to go. We just hope the parts that we make look worse don't stand out as much as the parts that we made look better. I don't think what I said just made sense, but that's fine. Because I also don't remember what I said. Right. Let's go ahead and add just this line down the middle, all the way straight down to the bottom, which that's not even. That's not the issue currently, though. The issue currently is this. This probably not being even. That's the issue. Okie dokie. This is not even, and I don't know 100% why. I think it's because that angle is wrong. Could be wrong, though. Could be wrong, could be right. Who knows? Probably someone who can see it above you. From above, I meant to say. I see this at an angle. I can tell it's off, but not exactly why it's off. I probably should have done that a little better, but you know, that's fine. Alright. We got them details, add some squigglies maybe. Alright. Add these. Could Ka-chow, 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 ka-chow. Alright. Add some more details, obviously, or not details, add some more of the chest plate, obviously, because it's not done. Which, yes, this is a very skinny one. It was not intended to be this skinny in the slightest. That was a whoopsies on my part. But that is fine. It's not that big of a deal. So the person's skinny, so what? Alright. There we go. Add that on there too. Add the details. Ka-chow. Ka-chow. That looks a little weird down here because it intersects with the middle line. There we go. And there we go. Alright, cool. That looks okay. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible, so we can accept what that looks like. This one will be 2. I think it looks definitely cleaner than the other one. But I don't think it looks necessarily exactly like what I wanted. What if we try just another simple one, but straight ahead? Okay, hold on, let me... Thank you, Gerald, for your sacrifice of being my hand rest. What are we doing again? Oh yeah, chest plate. There we go, that's roughly the shape it's gonna be. We'll go ahead and add the mostly straight line right here. Yep, that's fine. And then we'll go ahead and add a rough shape of what this should look like first, because that's important. We gotta get something rough of what it will look like first, so we know what the hell to draw. Alright, then it's gonna go in on the chest a bit. Alright, do that because it's gotta kind of go in but out, and then like this. Alright, you see what this is supposed to look like? Neither do I. Let's go ahead and erase it and pretend like we know what we're doing and add armor. Maybe these would look better if I added shoulder pads, like the shoulder armor. What's it called? A pauldron? Is that what it's called? I think it's called a pauldron. I can't remember. I could be completely pronouncing that wrong too. Who knows? Alright, let's go ahead and add that. Should it look like this, or should I add like little bits out? I think I should add bits out more. Let's go ahead and erase that, even though we just fucking added it. This would be so much easier if I was drawing this on a bigger sketchbook. But this is the daily sketchbook. I might get a different daily sketchbook next time. I don't know. I might, maybe, try to get a bigger one, because it'll be easier to draw things in a bigger one. But I don't know, I might not. I might stick with the same sketchbook. Who knows? I'll definitely won't be changing sketchbooks if I can't find one with the same amount of pages, though. Since I continue the pages, I don't want the page numbers to get all messed up and weird. That would just kind of suck and be annoying. And I don't really want that, so if it's got a different number of pages, I'm not going to get it. But I might look for a bigger sketchbook, since this one is nearing the end of its life. I think it's only got like 10-ish more pages. I don't know. I could just look or count, but I'm lazy. Alright, this should actually really go a lot farther down than it actually is going. This one's ending up short and weird too. Short and weird, just like you. That joke only works if you're short. I hope someone who's short sees this. Let's go ahead and do that. I think this one's probably going to be the last one I draw. This third one. But it kind of all depends on what it looks like. Because if it ends up terrible, I'm not ending on a terrible ass one. But if it ends up looking passable, we're going to end it here. Because I'm out of ideas on what the next chest plate should look like. So I would have to kind of look for some chest plates. And I didn't feel like doing that. Which is also probably why these don't look the best, but you know. You gotta try to draw things without looking them up sometimes. How is he gonna know if you can do it or not? You know? Never gonna know if you can draw without a reference unless you try. Or something, I don't know. Ka-chow. What if I tried shading this one? Just like, leave it light there, bring it darker out, leave it light there. Like darker on the sides here, but light when it comes to over here. Darker on the sides, light when it comes over here. There we go. Okay, that looks kind of like it's rounded, but that's not what I was going for. I mean, not that type of shading, that's not what I was going for. Exactly. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and erase the whole thing and try to make it look nicer now. And we might do the shading, I don't know. I mean, the shading's already pretty much there underneath it. It's not gonna go away because of how pencil works, and I draw kind of hard. And because of the type of paper, too. I could definitely draw lighter, but nah. Why would I get rid of a bad habit? Right. There. There. Perfection. Alright, is it really? No, but I can say that because it's my drawing. Alright. There we go. Now we need to add this little bottom part, which I did not detail in the sketch, which I kind of wish I would have. But I didn't, so we're just going to add random shit to it, kind of add a little bit of variation in the height. Add the little line. With the sides, we'll go like this, and then add a little bit of more onto it. Which I'm kind of thinking of this one being leather, by the way, not, like these ones are metal, this is leather, is what I was kind of assuming. But, you know, I don't really know how leather works. Just kind of assuming it works like thick fabric. But like really thick. Okie dokie. That's not exactly perfect, and I probably should have like went down like right there, but you know, that's fine. Add some little bumpy thingies in there to hold the leather in place, you know. A little bit of out bit, because the leather be going out on the end. I don't know. Just kind of adding stuff now because the drawing's pretty much over. Yeah, well, I guess we should add some light shading in here since that other one is shaded. Alright, get a little darker underneath the little darker parts. Get darker over here, and pretend like it's all perfect. Is it really not? But we can pretend it is. Maybe we should add the little shading back. Just a little bit of it though. Like the little other areas that were supposed to be light shading anyways, I don't even need to add any shading to it because it was already shaded. Trying to make it look like a chest kind of, but it's not really working. Yeah, we'll just add a little detail here and there. And then add some darker detail right there and go farther out, obviously. Darker detail in the corners and farther out. Alright, I'm done. I don't know. This one's number 3. Leave which one's your favorite in the comments. I think this one's my favorite. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.